You know, good old special, good old let's get it special. It's a good old let's get it special. Hey, where attention goes, energy flows, bitch. So know that when you looking at me, you looking at. Actually, time out is Kelsito, the spirit coach, getting you in shape for the age of Aquarius. Yet again, you're now drinking the wine of Zeus. And let's talk about the fake synthetic, situation that we got going on that everybody is talking about, like the black struggle. You know what I'm saying? First of all, nobody is black. That's made up. You know what I'm saying? That's what you got to understand first. That's made up. Stop saying that. Stop talking about it. Nobody want to hear that shit. You know what I'm saying? We done with that phase. There's a lot of transitions going on, and people ain't really catching the ship. People ain't really catching the ship. People ain't really trying to feel the drift. So there's a lot of things going on, and we need to just stop. What are y'all talking about? We got Africans bringing their shit over here talking about the black struggle or whatever, and we got all these mixed versions of things. This is synthetic. It's synthetic. First of all, it's made up because it's built on colonization. You wouldn't even be calling yourself black if you wasn't mixed in with no Indians first. So understand that shit was on American soil, and natives were dark in skin and shit like that. So you wouldn't even be calling yourself black if you wasn't even mixed in with some Native American dark skin Indians and shit like that. Just cut it out. Cut it out. Then we get them bringing foreigners over here and missing us with the Africans because they think, the Africans, based upon them being in a certain part of the motherfucking the world and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Where the natures are different. You know what I'm saying? And their land ain't as fruitful as America. Then it's putting us in some position where it's like they're trying to use that as some type of joke or something like that or whatever about calling us. But understand the black shit, that shit made up from Spaniard, Negro, shit made up from Spaniards, cuz. You know what I'm saying? You gotta start there. And shout out to everybody real in the chat. Everybody else, kiss my ass. My left ass cheek right now, actually, to be precise. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so we get it about it's a synthetic argument. Nobody gonna get nowhere. Nobody gonna get to the bottom of anything because ain't nobody claiming nothing and shit like that. There's no such thing as a black reparation and shit like that. All of y'all are mixed in with different shit and things. You know what I'm saying? So just cut it out. Just cut it out, please. Speaking of, what I'm saying, let's get into some astrology too, because it's Gemini season. Okay, so this is about how's your environment seen, aka the sun is in Gemini, which rules the awareness of the surroundings and the now when you get the sun in there, it's going to bring add a little bit more need for you to be conscious in that area. You know what I'm saying? Or we just call that into springtime, going into summertime, right before Cancer season. So we're getting closer to the body of water or the east part of the the cycle that we own and shit like that. But with Sun and Gemini, you're gonna have to be a little bit more conscious and aware of how your environment is seen. And when you got Gemini, that deals with the air sign, so that's more conscious, that's more information and shit like that. So a lot of y'all just getting on here and things and thinking y'all learning something from online, taking it online and doing some, what I'm saying, you just conscious of what other people talk about. Yet, what I'm saying, you're not showing no conscious awareness to the actual conversation that's going on and things, the actual intelligence. You got to show intelligence. If you ain't showing goddamn intelligence, you don't know what the fuck you talking about. I don't care how pretty you can make it look, how many backgrounds you can have, how much money you can invest to your shit. Shit ain't weak. Your shit weak if it don't have no actual conscious of actual information that is actually correlated with the sun. What does the sun bring? Bitch, I can see something and things. Y'all speaking on false information. shit that never happened, shit that this shit don't matter none, and whatnot, and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of the shit is made up. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? But this was for everybody that planted good seeds for Gemini season. You know, you keep your mind on the right motherfucking things to be conscious of. You know what I'm saying? The right ideas and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? Because when you in that space or whatever, you know, you manifest the fruits when it comes to the full bloom of Cancer season. That's when we get the fruits. You know what I'm saying? The flood and shit like that. You know, y'all got to understand how this how Indians think, and when we do our rituals and spells and how we see this shit transition throughout our life and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So, um, that's all. Like the black struggle is a synthetic concept. Synthetic concept. This is what you got. You got Europeans coming over here colonizing Native Americans, right? Taking them from the tribes, fucking them, mixing them, making them dark light, making their seeds the head of the tribes, taking over the governments, doing little psyops, and they entitled too. You know what I'm saying? So we got just a strong a sense of entitlement. You know what I'm saying, with the government and things of that nature. They just entitled. You know, when you have to deal with entitled, we got to deal with this from a different spiritual level. You know what I'm saying? When you're dealing with entitled people, you know what I'm saying? They entitled. Okay, so it's cool, but we just got to understand how these things work. See, like even now, it's people in my chat right now, it's people in my live right now, and they manipulate numbers, and 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 yet I'm still the most easiest person to get when I'm showing you this information. Like it's like I'm not pulling it off my ass and shit like that, you know, out of my ass or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm actually, you know, making it make sense to y'all. Obviously, that's what we got to do and shit like that. We each got to help each other think and shit. But yeah, but you know, you gonna want to see for what you consciously aware of as far as your communications and your intelligence and things of that nature. And and a lot of y'all think y'all being seen for um, intelligence and things of that nature, but it's just seen for stupid things, and that's how they do it. You know what I'm saying? Because their intelligence is deal with their money, so anything they can attach their views to, or you know what I'm saying, something that look like a monetary gain from y'all speaking online and shit like that. If y'all get numbers or get a hit an algorithm or something, what do people think? People think y'all intelligence. So obviously, if I'm the government and I'm going to control the narrative, I have that ability to make people look smart, right? And shit like that. Y'all not smart. Y'all just saying anything. I don't even know where's the angle to even come at y'all stuff, because it just don't make sense and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? You when you coming over here and stuff, you ain't teaching a bunch of Africans. You teaching a bunch of natives first. You know what I'm saying? You teaching a bunch of natives first. Not that way around. Even the energy is native. You know what I'm saying? That's why the government is different like it is. So that's what you teaching first. And if I don't hear any of y'all, you know, speaking of, okay, you part of the agenda. You part of the colonizer. You know what I'm saying? You part of the African people that was back in the day. You know what I'm saying? That was pushing the motherfucking them wanting to come over here and shit. And some of them sided with us too. You know what I'm saying? So that's why we brothers in some case. But you know, and we all mixed in and shit like that. But for the most part, we can't get lost and shit like that. We can't get lost in the source of what the actual discussion is, what the actual conversation is, and what the actual, you know, thing is to attack. You know, and the thing is to attack, no, we on American land, and bitch, is natives here, and they doing psyops and import export and making y'all forget about the natives. That is the psyop. Making y'all forget about how we build, making y'all forget about them making our spirituality, simple, cool, collected. Something like it look like everybody can be interested in, like astrology, because we made astrology cool. You know what I'm saying? In the first place. So, you know, we can't let motherfuckers play with it in that manner. You know what I'm saying? We can't let motherfuckers play with it in that manner. In the sense of like thinking y'all smart. Don't think you smart. You know what I'm saying? Don't do that. You know what I'm saying? You ain't shown no intelligence. You don't know shit about shit. You know what I'm saying? And stuff. Y'all just running off the wall because y'all got y'all little, you know what I'm saying? A little something. Hold on, let me go make this move. Yeah, my bad, y'all. Oh shit. Uh, yeah. So you know, um, yeah. If you mainstream and shit like that, guess what you're getting attention from? You know what I'm saying? Guess where your numbers coming from? The mainstream. Who is the mainstream? Who is the main people in control of the system and what allow and go through the system? Not your grandma and them. Okay, that's the government. So you need to understand that first of all. So he costing that everybody. I don't get everybody. Y'all saw Damon Wayans just talk about what the fuck dealing with fame is like and shit like that. You know, on Uncle Shay Cast and shit like that. Okay, the nigga, this shit ain't shit different. Like, what do y'all think? He said as soon as you get and stuff like in the industry, you gotta, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Damon Wayans. But yeah, he was like, you know what I'm saying? You gotta abandon your family. You gotta abandon your community. You gotta abandon, you know what I'm saying, the people that you want to keep close. You gotta abandon the people that you want to take around. Okay, motherfucker, that's what the fuck is going on. You motherfucker being utilized as a puppet or a tool to get money for them to push their agenda. And anybody get into no seat or position that don't treat it like that and shit like that, that's they lying and shit like that. They want to be in that position or they freaky or something like that. They want to be Diddy number two. That's the only two options you got as going trying to get some fame or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Unless you was like dumb, you know what I'm saying, you was unaware and you made a little move and you hit a little success and cool, you know what I'm saying? Now you try to get out the game and things and whatever, and now they try to, you know what I'm saying, you gotta don't become cash out and shit like that. But you know, keep your motherfucking 1-2 together when you get success in that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because other than that, it is all made up. Ain't no one black celebrity ain't living good and ain't under attack right now. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. Why? Because shit, yeah, that's the culture. Y'all don't have no culture. That's the culture and shit like that. And yeah, I'm talking about my motherfucking self to some degree too and shit like that. Because guess what, motherfucker, I was birthed through the motherfucking genocide and assimilation as well. So you gotta learn that to be true too, bitch. And see, so like people that come in my chat and that be leaving comments like you a gangster and you a racist, them is white government feds, like and stuff. They bullies and shit like that. They like they're bored and shit. So you know what I'm saying? But it's just internet patrol. You know what I'm saying? Internet patrol. There ain't anybody this is internet patrol. You know what I'm saying? So that's what the internet patrol, that's what y'all working the job, cybersecurity for, but that's what the taxes and stuff y'all gain from that. That's what these guys are getting paid to do. Sit on their ass and be online and be in people's chat all day and shit like that. These dudes ain't shit. You know? Are you an informationalist? Head ass. Head ass. Are you an informationalist? Are you FBI? Head ass. You know what I'm saying? And they ain't even got no reason to be, you know what I'm saying, watching nobody like me and shit like that. But this is a new thing, so it's just like they're trying to test it out and things. They don't know. It's like y'all understand, like y'all being ran by foreigners. When it comes to people running this shit, we ain't talking about just the average white boy American. That boy not racist, you know what I'm saying? But when you get into these people that don't be connected with y'all and shit like that, and that's what it is. What's your thoughts on AGI? I don't even know what that is, bro. I gotta look that up. What is it? And shit, I gotta look that up. But yeah, so that's what it is, man. Assimilation, colonization, you know what I'm saying, moving people around and things and shit like that. And whatever, and making y'all forget y'all native archetype and stuff like that. Y'all understand how easily they minimize y'all. Like I said, if at first you are as rich before it comes to money and anything else, you are as rich as your resources. You know what I'm saying? Which would be the things that come from your land, your culture, which y'all can offer and shit like that, music and shit, and all your natural talents. And then, so yeah, your culture, your resources, and then motherfucker, it was something else, whatever. But, hold on, let me charge my phone. I don't want my shit to die on y'all ass. My shit to die on y'all ass. Okay. Yeah. My bad, y'all. So yeah, that's what I was saying. As a motherfucking before it comes to money and artificial general intelligence, it's just them trying to find ways to create psyops on people. That's what I feel. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's gonna be useful in some ways, as far as like looking up stuff and shit like that. But it's just other ways for the government to like do stupid shit. Like, you go on TikTok right now, you see like weird ass ads of black people and shit like that doing ignorant shit towards other black people and they AI and shit like that. That's the government. That's the government. And then they about to do this shit in commercials and shit, where they start pushing commercials and it's a black person, but it's gonna be they're gonna have blackface and shit like that. There's gonna be a white person. So it's a way for them to get rid of y'all and shit like that, and for other people to get paid. So that's one way. But yeah, when we get into let me go get this other shit real quick. I gotta get this other shit real quick. Let me get this shit real quick. Cause I wanna get this game, but I can't get distracted. I got something going on too. So that's another thing too. Don't get distracted right now. Mars is in Virgo, so Mars and Virgo rules your routine. You know what I'm saying? What you got on schedule and things of that nature, and being critical. You know what I'm saying? So that can have critical analyzation could lead to figuring things out, or it could lead to distraction. So Mars is there. What is the energy of Mars? Mars is going to bring a lot of passion, motivation. So we're going to be passion, motivation, critical of our schedule, what we got on schedule, where we're wasting time, what we working on, how we working on it. And if you're not, what I'm saying, peeping game and shit like that, it could be hitting your alignment, your Mars alignment a certain way, what I'm saying, where it may not be beneficial, but you may be overthinking something, overindulging in something, what I'm saying, or some shit like that type shit. These are the types of things that you may experience with Mars and Virgo. You're gonna be motivated to get grounded though and shit like that. So hold on, let me go get these clothes. I'm gonna chop it up real quick. I probably could take y'all with me. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? So like that shit is AI. Like them is white people and shit. Just trying to make, you know what I'm saying? Everything is to get rid. There's no reason why this community, a black community, should be like it is. You know, it and I'm saying this because for the most part they try to at one point like size it up to intelligence. Like it was an intelligence thing, you know what I'm saying? We were less superior and shit just happened how it was. No. Like this is the story. Colonization, assimilation, force. You get what I'm saying? That's the story in things, slaughter, manipulation. That's the history. So I don't even, when I see a white person even talking about accountability or teaching, y'all don't have the moral ground to teach and stuff like that, because y'all haven't dealt with what addressing on a percentage level that look like it's been addressed. I seen Joe Biden get up there and like apologize or something like that, but still the percentage level is very thin on y'all addressing actually what actually is actually look like y'all hid some shit that y'all, why y'all hide it? Like it's weird. It's so weird. So if you rich as your land, you know what I'm saying, your resources and your culture, think about before a white man came over here and think about what America produced automatically by itself on its own, right? That's okay. So that you already rich as that, or even wherever you from, Africa, wherever, you know what I'm saying, Jamaica, think about what your land produced on its own. That's how rich you are. Think about dividing that up with your people, on your family. That's how rich you are. Okay? Now, once you get done with that thought process and shit like that, think about white boy coming over here and taking that for y'all and calling it his. It ain't nothing else to talk about. Okay, think about white boy coming over here taking that shit as if calling it his. That's why you're not rich. It's not because you ain't in no education system. It ain't because you ain't, you know what I'm saying, you ain't smart or nothing. It is because you got motherfucking crippled. You're you know what I'm saying? That's what it is. You crippled and shit like that. You can't go on the land and start building by yourself without white boy getting in your business. And then what you doing? Oh, you gotta pay this bill, you gotta pay this tax and shit like that. Like you gotta know what that is. Like, you know what I'm saying? They not from here. Okay? So it's all about mental things and stuff like that first before we get to trying to fight them and overthrow them and stuff like that. Everybody here feel feelings and shit like that. They just try to hide and run from their feelings, and we allow them to justify that any time they feel like they done something that worked. You know what I'm saying? As far as giving us some little piece of shit, a job or something like that, or you know what I'm saying? So it's just other ways for them. Like have all these people on online, astrologers and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And it's only maybe a couple few that talk like me, but yet you see 78% of they ass that is corny, ain't got these ain't even no real fans. You know what I'm saying? No, none of that. No, they ain't. But yeah, they ain't finna, hold on, that is broski shit though. Hold on. We look over, oh, this, uh, you know what I'm saying? Like they got fans and stuff. Nobody can listen to
I like
them.
what your shirt says, man.
Appreciate it, brother.
Yeah, man, true story.
Hey, for real, yup.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, you already know. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? They know me out here in the hood and shit. You know what I'm saying? That's how Indians think. You know what I'm saying? He said he like what my shirt say. We don't think no way other else and shit like that. So, but yeah, you know these motherfuckers is trying to one up.
It says free wash on the window.
Damn, I gotta get these other things. You know these. So yeah, this is like so if you getting attention right, we already know. Everybody already know there's some fake content. A lot of these content creators AI already. Y'all, bro, y'all think they just started the AI shit and now like just right now they just got it to perfect graphics where they can put it out and stuff. No, it's been perfect graphics and shit like that. They know how to make it look like it's a regular person doing it. That's why they got to make the prototypes look very dramatic and shit like that and whatever. So it's like they got to make the prototypes look very dramatic and shit. So the prototypes be looking damn near real or whatever. But they got ones that look like you can look like me right now or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Well, close to me. It's just they still gotta tweak some of the shit. Like some of these black dudes, these old black grandpas and shit that be hating on black people and shit on their lives and shit. Them motherfucking white people with if you hear somebody talking about all black people, oh yeah, them is AI people. For them in the government and shit. I'm telling y'all.
See that? Thank you. When you spend your money, you got free rides, man.
Do this one in here.
Huh?
Hold on, y'all already know we be at the wash and shit, doing the washy thing.
Everything about time.
So like Casanet and all of these people, you know what I'm saying, that's limited in what they can talk about and preach about, them as Masons and stuff like that. So they're made to model how you should be thinking about the world when you on your average day. You know what I'm saying? You think you should be thinking about you should be grateful, like Casanet. You get what I'm saying? They're here to shape the perception of what's acceptable and what's able to get money and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And craft everybody else out type shit. You know what I'm saying? But it's fake views. Nobody really care about that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like people like it because it's just current. Obviously, if they put something in front of your face, like just the radio, you're gonna want to listen to that shit and you keep hearing it. But you still got an idea of like, oh, this shit kind of food game. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So, and that's the thing with everybody. So it's not, we just want people, you know, to understand the truth. You know what I'm saying? And whatever. It's not even nothing too far to look around and try to find. It be there. You know what I'm saying? It be there. So you once you dodge the certain psyops that they have going on and things of that nature, and you know what I'm saying, you stay with your mind and your head right. You know what I'm saying? You actually be a certain representation. You know, for the ones for you and the ones that come after you. You know what I'm saying? To take it further. You know, and things. And it's becoming a star, blazing star. You know, and a star is a mind. And you create minds by the spiritual space you in. And your mind and condense and become, you know, what's on your mind condense and become your adrenaline, blood flow, you know, bone matter, movement, and shit like that. So that's why the mind is powerful. That's why it's important to control the aspect of what y'all pay attention to, because what's on your mind and things, and the more you and what you give attention to, you know what I'm saying? That's what they want. So get off the internet too, man. Get off the internet and only get tapped in with your sources. Use the internet as a tool. Internet ain't about shit. It's just a bunch of goofies and a bunch of goofy content. You know what I'm saying? All right, get y'all ass.